It's just one week at a time, 1-0. For the rest of the way, we're giving ourselves an opportunity to play meaningful games in November and December, and that's ultimately all you can ask for in this league. And the rest of the way, you've got competitive, meaningful football games, and I think that's just an important, thing for us to go through as a team. In year one, to have the opportunity to do those things and to earn that, I think is important for us to be able to continue to move forward as a team.
Trevor started, I think, 6 and 7 for 2 touchdowns. Just what kind of day was today for him?
Yeah, I thought he played pretty well. He was under some duress. We had some injuries up front, obviously, but I thought early on, especially, that he was accurate, was seeing the field well, made some good throws for us, scrambled a few more times. But I do think that he played well.
Opening drive for Tennessee was their best of the day, 39 yards rushing.
Yeah.
More than half of what they ended up with. Just
yeah.
The ability to respond and make adjustments. What was that like?
Campy and he just continues to do a great job in his first year as a coordinator. The whole staff, I thought, had a really good plan, and the players executed at a high level. I thought the front and the coverage were in alignment in the back end especially, and we were able to get after the quarterback at a pretty good click.
Devon has to be forced into the role of the long snapper.
Yeah.
And that's got to be a little bit on.
Yeah, that was a little stressful for sure. Credit D Ham for stepping in with limited repetitions to go out there. It's just that just speaks to the dude that he is and the player that he's been for us this season. He's just so consistent as a human being, as a pro. But yes, that was a little stressful.
You got the punter and the long snapper getting unsportsmanlike common penalties in a fight. I mean, is that sort of the attitude that you want this team to have?
Yeah, they had an edge for sure. I'd like Logan to be a little smarter there on the one where he got hit on, but there were some frustrations that were being built up with them, rushing us the way they were with the long snapper issue, and we thought like that we maybe were roughed or potentially roughed at one point. I think, I don't know if it got called or not, but it was just proud of those guys for competing, but we got to continue to be smarter.
Coach, 6 targets for Jacoby Myers and 6 catches. Talk about him again, just showing up big and just hitting on some big plays. And even Brian Thomas first came back, knocking a guy out on the block, in an open field.
I know, and then a huge 3rd down conversion on a drive that we went down and scored on. So, obviously we'd like to continue to get BT more as he's getting healthier. But Jacoby just so consistent, and then his ability in the middle of the field to then catch and run, losing Parker for a little bit. Obviously, guys had to step up, and Jacoby just keeps being that dude. I mean, in terms of the pro, the way that he competes, the way that he prepares, and the trust level between he and the quarterback has continued to go forward. Excuse me.
Big game next week, Coach. What is your message to the fans? To try to lock that stadium down and pack it out.
Yeah, we need everybody. We need the city to show up, and support us, and because we want to make them proud. We're continuing to try to put a product on the field that our city and community can be proud of, and that's something that means a lot to our team. It means a lot to our players, and we want to continue to do that. So as much support as we can get from Duval, that would be huge.
Offensive line's been banged up, and you lost Walker again today. Can you talk a little bit about the resiliency of that unit?
Yeah, frustrating. You have to keep kind of moving pieces around, and then the continuity gets a little bit jacked up, and the chemistry. But again, Cole Van Lanen, the Swiss Army knife, just keeps moving positions, going into different spots. Wyatt Milam, stepped up in a major way for us today and gave us a lot of meaningful snaps and allowed us to go win the football game. So credit to Sean Kali'i and Trevor Mendelson for getting those guys prepared and ready to go play.
Josh had, I think, 2 sacks today. Do you feel like, or have you, in speaking with him, getting that record kind of gets that monkey off his back a little bit?
I think so. We haven't had the conversation, but I think you can just tell probably for him personally that there's a little bit more freedom now to just go let it rip and play. And, man, he was rushing today. I mean, there was a lot of opportunities that he was pushing the pocket and making life a little bit challenging on their tackles. So, very proud of Josh being able to get to and just continue to stack blocks and get better and better each week.
Eric Armstead downgraded on Saturday and then didn't go today. Just in terms of the hand, where's he at?
Yeah, we'll have to reassess. I haven't talked to Ferg yet on that in terms of what it's looked like now. It was something that we tried to work out pregame and just didn't end up working out. So we'll reassess and hopefully be able to go this week.
With Cole going from right guard to left tackle, that's 4 offensive line positions plus the jumbo.
Yeah.
Have you been around an offensive lineman who's done that?
No, I have not. And when we got here as a staff, everybody spoke about Cole Van Lanen. Everybody spoke about him as a pro, as his ability to be able to do this, and to have the mindset, but also the preparation. I mean, guys, that is not easy to go and do for anybody. And he goes and does it at arguably one of the hardest positions to play in the National Football League, which is offensive line. The calls, the chemistry, the continuity, all right, you got to block. You're preparing in your mind to go block, Simmons, right, at inside, but then you got to go outside and go block Key. And it's just, it's not easy to do. I've got a lot of respect for Cole Van Lanen.
That's good. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.